And 3, 2, 1,
In this episode,
we're in Lagos.
We'll show you how we built a Nigerian market in Wales. I go to Barry to reveal what's occurring between Doctor Who and Gavin and Stacey. And spoiler alert, we've got you that exclusive clip from the next episode. Welcome. Here we are then, just over halfway through the series. So far, we've had an angry AI, creepy cartoons, an unexpected sequel, and caught up with an old friend.
Incredible.
But despite the Doctor's best efforts with his Vindicator, we're still no closer to Belinda getting home. And we're still no nearer to finding out who Mrs. Flood is.
Tony! Action!
For this instalment of Unleashed, we're heading behind the scenes of The Story and the Engine, a hair-raising episode set in a Nigerian barbershop on the back of a giant space spider powered by stories. In other words, just another day in the Whoniverse.
Well, if you put it like that.
So just where did the idea come from?
I'd always wanted an episode set in Africa, and me and Russell had been speaking about Inua since the minute that I got cast. I just really wanted him to be a writer on Doctor Who, and Russell was so up for it, and I was like, yes.
Well, I've been watching Doctor Who since I was a kid in Nigeria, since I was 10 years old, quivering behind the sofa, watching Daleks run rife everywhere. I've been toying with the idea of a Doctor Who episode or series, primarily because Nigeria is a very superstitious people, and the Doctor flirts around with superstition, but also magic and where that meets science and science fiction. So in my head, I've just been playing with this.
Wait, you're on the missing posters. All of you.
I'm a huge fan of Russell's work, so I just slid into his DMs on Instagram saying, "Hi Russell, I'm excited about what you do next."
Welcome. I've been expecting you.
And Russell responded within an hour saying, "Inua, I'm a fan of your work, come on, write for us."
Inua, the great joy of working with Inua Ellams. I went to the National, I saw his play, The Barbershop Chronicles, and I went to see that, and I loved that play. I loved it so much. So the trick was to take the show to him and say, there we go, put that into your world. And I just thought, I couldn't stop thinking, what about the Doctor walked into that barbershop?
Omo, Doctor. Hey. Told you he would come.
What is it about the barbershop as a location for storytelling and it's sort of its part in sort of Nigerian culture?
Yeah. When I was researching the play, I traveled across sub-Saharan Africa, just interviewing barbers and their clients, but the same pattern of relationships between barbers and clients kind of came up. And what the barbershops tended to represent, to give to these men, is a place to hold court, to tell stories, to relax, to be beautified by other men. And there are many other places where that can happen. You know, where men can hold each other, touch each other's necks, look in each other's eyes through the mirror. And there are these subtle shifts in power and dynamics that unfold naturally. And it's like peeling off layers. The more you do so, the more you get to the identity of the person in the chair.
Yeah.
And therefore men can be really open.
Barbershop? The TARDIS does your hair.
It does. It does. I don't go there for cuts. It's hard to explain. You go there to be free, to feel like you are part of a community. Those spaces are such community spaces for Black people to do exactly what the Doctor wants to do in that episode, which is go, chill, laugh, joke, catch up on life events.
We laugh, we tell stories, they...
Treat you like one of their own?
Yeah.
And I think stories in general is a very human thing, but it's very important to African cultures. There's always a tale being told in the barbershop or someone's got something to say.
Once upon a time,
While the Doctor spends most of this episode hanging out at the barbers with the boys, Belinda is stuck on a highly alarmed TARDIS, about to undergo a journey of her own.
Are we under attack? TARDIS! Hello?
From reluctant companion to a time-travelling champion. A good moment for me to catch up on set with Varda.
That stuff, you know, you're just filming it now and you have
Yeah.
to, you know, being scared and all the lights are changing and stuff. Was that was a bit different for Belinda?
Yeah, it was quite interesting because the whole scene where the doctor's saying, this is my favourite place, I love coming to the barber shop, and Belinda has a moment where she can, you know, all she wants all the time is to just go home.
Yeah.
And that is her intention, her motivation for everything is get me home, I want to go back to my life. But it's the first time that because she's gone so attached to the doctor and, you know, actually really cares about him and his happiness.
Yeah.
And she wants him to have that because she loves him, really.
Yeah.
She's like, no, actually, I really want to go home, but all right, fine. No, go have your moment. So they get separated.
Yeah.
And it's really nice to see Belinda come into her own, actually completely on her own in this episode, because it's the first time they've been separated and then things go wrong and then she has to rescue the doctor.
Yeah, that's quite a nice dynamic change, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't even hesitate. He's in danger, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
She's taken the what's the word I'm looking for?
Impetus.
Impetus, that's the word.
It's a good word, that, isn't it? I don't know why that popped in my head.
That's what I was looking for.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We've spent too much time together now.
Yeah, I know.
It's just
Finishing each other's sentences.
That was awkward, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, she takes the impetus to go out and save him.
Yeah.
She's got enough self-confidence and also, obviously, the other motivation is, without the doctor, how is she going to get home?
Yeah.
That's the other
I'm
thing.
saving you, but also saving me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just really nice to see her come into her own, and her own confidence.
Every episode of Doctor Who has got something unique about it, and with the story and the engine, it's the fact that this is the first ever episode of Doctor Who set entirely in modern-day Africa.
In the Nigerian city of Lagos. To keep everything looking and feeling authentic, the team explored filming in Lagos.
But to fly 200+ cast and crew all the way out to Africa would have been eye-wateringly expensive.
So it was decided that if we couldn't take Cardiff out to Lagos, then we'd have to bring Lagos back to Cardiff. And except for the drone shots at the top of the episode, which were shot in Lagos, everything else was created here at Wolf Studios.
How important was it to get that story done right in the sense that it was so authentic, so people who are watching it in Nigeria, people with Nigerian heritage, feel like it's a story for them?
I think it's really important. I mean, I come from a Caribbean background, but obviously hail from Africa.
Yeah.
I contributed quite a lot to conversations about how we could make it authentic.
Yeah. And how do you do that?
I think it came down to making sure that we had some flavour of Lagos and that, you know, the market would actually be true to
that set was amazing, wasn't it?
It was absolutely brilliant, but also that it would tie in, so working closely with art department, with director, with all the whole team, the producers, deciding that we would, you know, make sure that there was, at the very least, a connectivity between Lagos and our set.
So is there an added element of pressure to make it work?
Well, yeah, I mean, with any Doctor Who or with any story you're telling, you want to make sure that you get it absolutely right. I think that's really important. For us, I mean, we've brought in consultants, so we've had a specific Nigeria consultant who's been able to sort of give us guide different departments, make sure that they understand what would be authentic.
So where did the Doctor Who team come to find their expert in Nigerian culture? Well, Barry Island, of course. Gavin and Stacey isn't the only tidy thing to come out of Barry. Born and raised in Lagos, Taye Omokore now lives in the well-lush Welsh seaside town and has been the team's main Nigeria consultant.
This episode is very specifically Nigeria, very specifically Lagos. It's not broader than that.
Yeah.
So it needs to feel rooted in those communities.
Absolutely. Yeah. Market is a big part of Nigeria, you know. That's why it was really important to get the details right, because I've seen other movies or other series or other where they will shoot something about Africa or Nigeria that doesn't really feel African.
Yeah.
And I guess that is where Doctor Who is coming into, you know, say, you know, we want to do something different, we want to make this better. We want people to feel like, you know, they're connected to this. We don't want Nigerians to see things and be put off. So, and I think they've done a good job at that.
Yeah.
For a story to be authentic, it needs to be told by the people that have lived it, that have experienced it, that have, you know, gone through this. So I think it was important for someone from Nigeria to do that, and I'm honored to be in that position, to be able to, you know, represent my people back home and, you know, raise the flag, yeah.
Taye wasn't the only consultant. Aryan Bakari, the actor playing the barber, needed to learn how to cut hair.
Welcome to my establishment.
Your establishment.
The man to train him, F. Onyebule.
This man right here is gonna be an evil barber.
I am gonna be an evil barber.
Don't look at the face, he's an evil barber. So basically, I've been barbering for over 21 years. I started when I was a little boy at the age of 11, and I also teach people in the film and TV how to do afro hair, just like we're doing today.
Arya needs to learn the art of cutting afro hair as he'll be doing it for real in camera as part of his role as the barber.
Not easy.
The pressure's on to get it right.
You see, so you just have to get on this area. So to do that, you want to bring it this way, stand in the front, stand the front, go that way.
One slip of the clippers and he could scalp one of his fellow actors.
Glide from here, because like they did now. You go right from here and there. Yeah.
But it seems Aryan is a natural.
So if everybody wants to come to my barbershop in the next couple of weeks, yo, you're ready, man. Be a bit posh.
As you can see, we made a barber in one day.
Yeah,
that is incredible. And he done that all by himself today. First time handling the clipper and the trimmer, he was able to do that.
So yeah, I think I kind
He's ready.
I hope I'm ready.
Sign him up.
But how would Aryan and his clippers fare on the big day?
And stood at the door with a hosepipe, spraying and spraying until all the fires went out.
No sweat. Still to come on Doctor Who Unleashed. This isn't their first appearance in the Whoniverse, but can you guess which characters Sule and Aryan have played before? I'll be serving up some hot stuff on my work experience.
Did you want a hash brown as well?
Of course.
And spoiler alert, we've got an exclusive clip from the next episode of Doctor Who. But first...
Just like you'd expect with any season of Doctor Who, there's been quite a few creepy characters so far.
A.I. Allen, he was pretty creepy.
Join with me in ecstasy and freedom.
I'm Mr. Ring-a-ding.
Mr. Ring-a-ding, he was A-star creepy. The unseen creature in the well. Well creepy.
I think you're amazing.
And then there was Conrad in Lucky Day. Super smug, gaslight creepy.
But for me, there is nothing creepier in the whole known Whoniverse than spiders, okay? I think I've got an actual, genuine phobia. I don't trust the way they move and the way they look at you with their 8 little beady eyes.
So the fact that this whole ep is set on a spider's back, ugh, fee.
Anyway, surely I'm not the only person here with a phobia.
I wouldn't say I've got a phobia, but I hate flies.
What?
There's something about flies that just make me feel ill. Just no. Maybe I think snakes.
Oh, snakes are great. Because they slither funny as well, don't they?
Yeah, and like they just look evil.
Toads.
Toads?
Yeah, got a phobia of toads.
What? Toads, not frogs, or toads and frogs?
Just a bit of both, really. Yeah, just the texture and yeah, just don't like it. I remember, I think the phobia started when I was on a caravan holiday. And I stepped out the caravan and there was one like landed on my foot.
And now you're scared of them?
Yeah.
They're probably scared of you as well.
Yeah, they probably are, hopefully, yeah.
Mice?
Mice, yeah.
Why mice?
I remember when I was really young, there was a mouse underneath my pillow and I hated it. I screamed and sort of just screamed my head off. But also I remember at work, not recently, but let's just say about the last 5 years.
Yeah.
There was a mouse in a workplace I was working in and I stood on the chair. It was a proper classic, like Mickey Mouse, like, ah!
Maybe spiders, if they're running at you.
At you?
Yeah, yeah. If they're living in the house, that's okay. If they're in the corner and I know where they are, that's okay. When they start moving towards you, that's an issue.
Yeah.
So maybe.
So you're going to struggle with this episode as well?
Yeah, big time.
It's a really irrational one, but it's like crabs and lobsters.
What's wrong with the crab?
Oh, I just hate them. I hate that
The little nice little happy little claws and...
Yeah, that's...
No?
It's not for me.
Not
you'll
your
have
bag.
to say, when I go to the seaside, I genuinely struggle to relax fully even if I see one that's like miles away, because it's like, oh, they're crawling underneath me.
All right, so you haven't read that episode with
No.
the... Okay.
No. No.
These lips are sealed.
There's no way you've read a script that I haven't.
These lips are sealed.
He's playing me.
It's Friday, the 16th of February 2024. Today is the calm before the storm, because on Monday morning, 80 supporting artists will be brought in to film the bustling market sequences.
It's clever, isn't it, how they get it to look like the sun in Africa with all those lights. Because actually in there, it feels different than out here. I'd quite like to trip to Nigeria. Can't win them all.
The Who crew are adding the final touches, and director Michaela McPherson is preparing for the shoot.
So, Michaela, this is Friday, end of the week, but
Yes.
you're back here on Monday filming for the first time on this set.
Yes.
So what's your job today, then?
Basically, just to make sure, just to come and see the sets, so it's not a surprise on the
surprise,
day. There's nothing more beneficial than walking through the sets
Yeah.
and being able to walk it, breathe it, see it. It really helps when you're trying to visualise your ideas.
Does something change sometimes? We're like, I thought we would do it like this, but now I've seen that lettuce there. I might want to, you know what I mean? Or I might want to get those computers or whatever.
I always say it's good to have a plan, and I'm a big planner, but ultimately you also have to be prepared for that plan to be thrown out the window. Sometimes it's nice to be organic and just see what happens on the days, and that's what's exciting about it, I think, also.
Well, good luck on Monday. It's going to be
Thank you very
fun.
much.
It's going to be hectic in here.
Yes,
it's going to be
it will
great.
Fast forward to 7 a.m. Monday morning, and the studio is already buzzing with people.
We're in Lagos, and it kind of feels like it too. I feel like I'm in a hot place, even though it's freezing in the studio. Like, I don't need my coat right now.
The Who crew have only got today to film the market scenes. Tomorrow, the whole set needs to be taken down to make way for the alleyways and barbershop exterior. So the pressure's on.
So we've got 80 essays today, which is a lot of people to get through quite a small space, but it's good because it makes it look really busy and it looks great on camera, and they're all brilliant. We've got the best set of essays that we have ever had on this show ever.
Responsible for making sure this small army of extras get through hair, makeup and costume and onto the set on time is Crowd second assistant director Rosie Pepper.
So for our team today, majority of us started at 5:30 this morning. We have 25 makeup artists with us today. We have about 8 costume members. Come about 7:45. I'll know if we're running behind or not, but so far so good. The teams are working so hard and so well, and we're on track to be on time.
Just to add to the market madness, Pepper is also expecting a VIP who will be making a cameo appearance in the market scenes.
On that note, has anyone had eyes on Inua, a writer? It was, I don't know whose idea it was actually, but basically Inua is actually going to be playing a starring role himself as our main trader today.
I sort of made a joke in one of the script meetings that I could play a trader. I just thought it'd be funny, but they all capitalized on it, and here I am. I'm being treated as an extra, which is perfect. There's no specialist treatment or anything. I'm just bossing around, sitting down, being told, stand here, do there, go there, say this. It's nice.
With Inua and the essays all good to go, there's just enough time for some last-minute checks.
If I can count, I think this is about 60 odd. That's if I can count. But no, we are ahead of schedule, which is fantastic. So yeah, that's what I love to say as a proud second. We're ahead of schedule.
So we will be travelling you down. You head back, take your belongings, meet the team by the doors. We'll start travelling over under the brollies. Thank you very, very much. Let's do this.
Right, time to get those 80 essays wedged onto the tiny market set. Talk about sardines.
It's a lot of people in a small space, but it looks really busy. I think it looks really good. It's really fun. Lots of colour, lots of energy.
yeah, it's exciting.
With the set jam-packed and everyone ready,
Ken, have you got the time?
the clock is already ticking. Time for some action.
Stand by! Turning! So we are rolling, everybody. Enjoy, have fun.
And action!
Madam, why are you?
I'm in a rush. Sorry.
Madam, you must pay for this, so.
Sorry, I have no money.
That's your problem, though. You don't go anywhere. Now, me and you today. I've never been on set before, and I've never been on a set of this size before, two things. So there are lots and lots of moving parts. But it's exciting. It's amazing.
We're back in the same position again, please. Thank you.
It's that time in the episode where I roll up my sleeves and take on some work experience. And today, I've got a particularly early start.
Now, obviously, actors are important, you know, the director's important, the camera crew is important, etc., etc. But probably the people that keep this whole show on the road are the catering staff, and that's who I'm working with this morning.
The catering team are led by Leon.
Hello.
Hello, Steffan.
Hiya, Shumai. What's the plan? What are you doing? It's 5 o'clock in the morning, Leon. What are you doing?
So we're getting ready for breakfast.
Yeah.
And then we will have 4 hours turnaround to lunch.
Yeah.
So we finish breakfast at 8. We need to be ready by 12 o'clock.
So you're already it's 5 in the morning, but you're already prepping lunch?
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Because we haven't got the time to. Today we've got 240. It could go up to 280. The day goes really quick.
Yeah.
So on the menu today is chicken tikka. So we've got chicken legs. You're lucky, we've done the bulk of it. So
done the hard work, have you?
Yeah.
Good.
Right then, so if you chuck that in here.
Right, any particular, this is a daft question, Cleo, but I feel like this is a safe space and I'm allowed to ask super questions.
Yeah, please do.
Thank you very much. It doesn't matter how I shove these chickens in that sauce. No. There we are.
All you need to do is massage it.
Just gonna massage this chicken in through the incisions.
Other meat-free options are available.
How's that, Leon?
Yeah, great.
What's the best part, or the funnest part of working in catering and TV in particular?
You open the kitchen hatch and there can be a different view every day.
Yeah.
And you're in a different part of the country. You know, like we worked across Britain, really.
Have you ever had a time when just like somebody dressed up half as an alien turns up and...
Yeah, we've had a job where I opened the hatch and it was naked extras. They were having a party in a forest and nobody told me. So the hatch opens and they're like, hi. Like,
okay, good morning. Yeah.
You're doing a good job here.
Thank you very much.
Just speed up quite a lot.
And if there was like someone watching this who loves cooking, loves working in TV, is this something you'd encourage them to come and do, or do you think?
Yeah, you know, it's. I think it's good for your confidence and stuff. You're mixing with, from your builders to your sparks to actors, creative side.
Yeah.
It's a broad spectrum of different people, different backgrounds. So I think it's a great melting pot of a workspace.
Yeah.
OK, so lunch is ready to go.
Should we get on with breakfast then?
Yes.
Is that the next? Lovely. Fantastic.
It's almost 7 a.m. and I've offered to help Leon with the breakfast rush.
So here's the serving section.
You pack a lot into a tight space, don't you? Like, I mean, there's a lot of options, yeah.
Are you ready? Yes. Do you mind if this...
Oh, hello, mate. Do you mind if I serve you today? Is that all right?
It's his first day,
If things go wrong, these are the pros, right? So they can tidy up after me if I cock it up, which is a distinct possibility. What would you like?
Can I just have full English, please? Can I have one sausage, please?
Yes. Smoked salmon cream cheese bagel coming right up. Do you want any toppings on that? Did you want a hash brown as well? Hiya, you right?
Morning.
Morning. How can I help you? 2 brown toast. Yeah. 5 bit of scrambled egg. 2 poached eggs.
Some mushrooms, please.
Yeah. There's a flow. What I've noticed is when it's working, like one of you swaps in and out, it's like you've got to feel it. You know? Happy Friday. That's okay.
Are you new?
2 sausages for Biagi.
Yeah.
If I choose incorrectly, then cut me some slack. Hey chaps, thank you very much for letting me in and getting in your way. Appreciate it. Thank you, lads. Thank you very much. Diolch i ti.
Diolch yn iawn.
Thank you. Diolch.
If you want to come back.
Oh, well, you're gonna be serving me now in a second, stop it.
lot of the cast working on this episode was a bit of a reunion. Michael, who plays Obioma, and Sule, who plays Omo, both appeared on stage in Inua's play The Barbershop Chronicles. And for Sule, being in Doctor Who brings back some other memories.
It's especially special for me because this is the first time I was on here, on the show as an SA.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago.
No way.
Like, apparently, I spoke to Russell, he's like, day one of filming.
Sule was there on the first day of filming when the BBC and Russell T Davies brought back Doctor Who way back in 2005. He appeared as a supporting artist in Aliens of London, confronting a space pig in a hospital.
So, like, it's come, like, full circle.
And believe it or not, this is Aryan, or the barber to you and me, playing Leandro the Leonian, battling Peter Capaldi's Doctor. So it seems the barbershop is the perfect location to catch up and hang out with old friends.
The four of you, there's a real, like, team spirit, real camaraderie, because obviously you've been in there for 5 years in the show, but also working together intensely.
Yeah, I think we're quite lucky, actually, because some of it, we knew each other before.
Yeah.
And I know Sule as well. And it's quite, the acting was quite small, but that I think that really helped, and we've got quite a nice energy, as ourselves.
Yeah.
As friends.
Yeah, I think
so it kind of translates on the screen.
Yeah, and individually, you can tell that each of us individually is really excited to be here. And so when you bring that in, and already that energy is going to be like 95% the job is done for you.
Yeah.
It just gives it that extra edge and makes it so much easier to work.
It does, it really does. Michael's a good friend, Spola's a good friend, be reunited with V that I worked with before. I'm meeting Jordan, who's now going to be a good friend as well.
You notice he got that in there.
Yeah, I got that in, He's the only one I've not met before. This is the thing, so,
I'm a newbie.
It's always fun. I mean, it's always a pleasure, never a chore. I mean, I've been back quite a few times for different episodes, and I mean, I love the whole franchise of Doctor Who, so.
It was a riot. I knew from that first read-through that it was going to be a very loud, very energetic episode, and indeed it was. Each actor literally just left themselves on that set each day. They gave everything they possibly could give, and that was very, very special.
The cast are just amazing. Like, we've had so many jokes. There's been so much laughter, and it's like being with my brothers. It's been great, even though they're a bit annoying.
That is a massive thank you to Paula.
It was so fun, this particular set. We all bonded loads in those 3 weeks. We enjoyed each other's company. But actually, when we finished, I felt bereft. I felt really sad. I felt like I'd lost family members. It was a very strange experience.
Lovely to chat to you. You too, thank you very much.
Really good. Nice one, guys. Thank you so much.
See you guys. Cheers.
In the next episode of Doctor Who.
I watched with my mum and dad when I was little. Best night of the year. They'd let me stay up late for voting, as long as I brushed my teeth and got into my pajamas. Look at me now.
Watch Doctor Who Unleashed on the Doctor Who YouTube channel.